Wow. Look at this. What a great day. How are you all? Thank you. Thank you, Governor, for an amazing introduction. And Kim is moving Iowa forward. We need to make sure that we keep her in office. Keep Iowa moving, Kim. So, thank you so much for being here today. It's great to be with folks passionate about the future of our country and this election. For decades, D.C. politicians have been talking about building a healthier economy and bringing about prosperity and unleashing the potential of the American people. And for decades, they have not delivered. Well, the time of Washington making promises and not keeping them is over. We promised historic tax relief, and we delivered historic tax relief. Hardworking Iowans are keeping more of their hard-earned dollars and the money that they earn. That's mortgage payments, car payments, money for college, a family vacation, or however Iowans want to spend their own money. And that's on top of the benefits going to Iowa families as a result of pay increases, bonuses, more high-paying jobs. You deserve a tax code that protects a lifetime of savings and rewards success, and we delivered with this administration. But Nancy Pelosi and her hand-picked candidates, they want to take us backwards, back to higher taxes, a slower economy, and they aren't hiding the fact they want to repeal our new tax relief law, which will raise Iowa's taxes. We cannot have that. Nancy Pelosi thinks the money you're keeping is just crumbs. But together, in November, we can vote to reject her and her liberal policies and her hand-picked candidates' agendas and keep growing this economy with prosperity and freedom. We are also moving our country forward by rolling back overreaching government regulations, which were killing jobs, stifling growth, and trampling our freedoms. How many of you remember Obama's Waters of the USA rule, which would have regulated 97% of Iowa's land in a new way? That hurts our economy, but it hurts our personal rights as well, private property rights. WOTUS would have allowed the federal government to come into farmers' fields and regulate how they grow crops. It would regulate how businesses operate and now how homeowners manage their property. That's not freedom. It would have crushed the family farms and the backbone of Iowa's economy. But we stopped that implementation of WOTUS, and we aren't going back. This administration has worked with Congress to deliver for Iowans. For years, presidents have promised to strengthen the renewable fuel standard, and now we have an administration keeping its promise to Iowa farmers and consumers. Just last week, the president delivered E15 year-round. Promises made, promises kept, a huge win for Iowa. And with this administration, we are rebuilding our military and putting America first. And her soldiers, our men and women in uniform, and our veterans. We've pulled out of that horrible Iran deal, right? And we are sitting down and negotiating denuclearization with North Korea. And for decades, politicians have promised to move our embassy to Jerusalem. Promises made, promises kept by this administration. We have finally done it. And Washington politicians promised to secure the border for years. Now we are securing our border. With this vice president and administration, we're seeing so much progress made. But now again, Nancy Pelosi and her hand-picked candidates want to take us back. We can't have that. They've said they want to implement Obama's WOTUS rule. Not going to happen. Nancy Pelosi and her hand-picked candidates will take us back to a less secure border and allow anyone into our country. Nancy Pelosi and my opponent want to raise your taxes to pay for an out-of-control and unchecked regulatory regime. You know, my opponent says this is the most important election in a lifetime, and we agree. This election is about freedom. It's about the choice to continue to move our country forward or go back to the failed policies of the past. We are focused on the future and continuing to grow our economy, putting America first, putting our Constitution first, freedom and religious liberty, and letting you make the decisions best for you and your family. Washington liberals are looking back at another Nancy Pelosi speakership and the failed policies of the past. Now, before I wrap up, I need your vote on November 6th. And we need for you to get out and vote and get your family and your friends out to vote as well. Our opponents are fired up, and we can't let this seat fall to someone who will be a rubber stamp for Nancy Pelosi and her radical agenda. I'll keep fighting for you and taking our values to Congress every day to build a healthier economy, reduce burdensome regulations, fight for Iowa agriculture and small businesses and workers, return control to our states and local governments, and protect our Constitution and freedom.
Thank you!
Now, if there's anyone who can tell you how hard we have fought to get our economy moving and this prosperity going forward, it's our great Vice President. He has been such an ally for Iowa, for hardworking people, and he knows how important it is that we win this race. As Iowans, we are always happy to welcome our President and Vice President to our great state, and today is no different. Please join me in a heartfelt Iowa greeting in welcoming our Vice President, Mike Pence.